Ever since I've switched to Schaeffer's oil, I've never had a reason to even try anything else. And that's one thing that I'm proud about, is the fact that I can't tell you how good something else is, because I know how good Schaeffer's oil is. My engine builders, Tony and Glenn Clements, have said about the oil we run. They've told us that out of all the motors that they get and rebuild every year, ours looks the best, and a lot of that has to do with the oil that we run. One of the things that I love about Schaeffer's oil is the fact that all of their reps are out in the field and at the racetracks with us, seeing what all the racers need, seeing what ideas we have or anything that we can improve on. And you just can't beat the customer service of having a rep for, one of the main components of our race team, whether it's at our engine oil, transmission fluid, rear end oil, having somebody there that represents that brand and also gives us the support and also the knowledge that we need to be making the right calls and just helping us out with our entire racing program. It means a lot to our race team to have that. My name's Chris Ferguson, and I drive the number 22 dirt late model. I've been using Schaeffer's oil racing products since 2009. I absolutely have no doubt that we're using the best products that is possible for dirt late model racing.
The RIL Schaeffer's IndyCar Series is brought to you by Schaeffer's Oil. Do you know your Schaeffer? Raceverse, the broadcast provider ready for you. And iRacing, the newest form of competitive motorsport.
Hello and welcome to round number 1 of the Schaeffer's IndyCar Series. This is our third season here in the RIL. We're opening round of the season from Homestead at Miami Speedway. We're in for another good one here tonight. We've got about 2 minutes left in qualifying. Currently have Dakota DeMade at the provisional pole. And I'd like to welcome everybody here for another season of the Schaeffer's IndyCar Series. We thank them for being a sponsor once again this season. Got a lot of cars having some moments off of turn 4 there, as we can see. And we've got a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's why we prepared a little bit early. Get some sound up for you guys there. Got Thomas Yates, a lot of new names here this season. Thomas Yates running, I remember he had posted a kind of a different, unique looking race for his car here. We appreciate anybody running a race for his car out there. And let me know in the chat who you're supporting out here tonight. Got Neil Lusher taking a cruise through the grass there. 45 seconds left in qualifying here. Dakota DeMay currently the provisional bulls that are still. We've got, looks like everybody has qualified. Our last season champion, Caleb Bensi, in the 7th position. Shane Coogan there in 10th. Christian Jasper with a good run there in 9th. We'll go through the grid here in a moment as qualifying comes to an end. Looks like we've got about 30 cars here tonight. And then we'll be doing our grid. We'll be running 127 laps here tonight. And there we go. We're heading to the grid now. And we'll get our grid pulled up here. So starting from the pole, let me bring up the miles per hour here. Dakota DeMade with a average speed of a 208.563, followed by a Austin Verwey. Scott Wheeler in P3, Christian Jasper, a really good run for him in P4, James Watson in P5. That was our turbo champion from last season. Lewis Woodall, a good run there in P6. Caleb Bensi, our champion from last season in the IndyCars here in P7. Lucas Santos, another new name, P8. Steve Ritters, P9. Shane Coogan, a multi-time winner from last season in P10. Matt Cosgrove, P11. Gavin Sanders in P12. Zachary Flom in P13. Julian Altena in P14. Dylan Blanton in P15. We've got Christopher Kresge in P16, Antonio Bonani in P17, Isidro there in P18, Christian Alexo P19, Neil Lusher in P20, Hans Schlegel in P21, Hayden Herman, Alex Simkowski, Thomas Yates, and how many more do we have out here tonight? Adam Nash, P25, Drew White, P26, Chuck Knob in P27, Joseph DeCiro, P28. Gavin Smith and Angelo Espo have not set a time, and that is it for us. A 30-car field here tonight, assuming all cars get going here tonight. So let me... I'm in a long pace car here. We've got this new pace car out here that we can have a look at here tonight. I don't think we had this last season. Seeing some comments in the group here tonight. Now, don't be watching the stream while while you're racing. Yeah, we don't want that. So 126 laps here tonight. Sunset Arctic Echo Blade car on the pole, and we're going to be heading into the night. Kind of an overcast night here down in Miami. Got some new cars I'm going to have to memorize here. New names. Had a couple drivers send me how to pronounce their names. This is the beginning of the Schaeffer's IndyCar Series from Miami Homestead Speedway. And we have our green flag. We hope all cars get through. The maid gets out to a good start. Caleb Bensi up to P5. We've got a yellow flag out. Let's see, who do we have here? Christian Alexo slow, and we have Thomas Yates as well. And we'll have a replay of that. Got a lot of new drivers out here tonight. New to the series. We'll get some replays going here. See what happened here. Kind of in the back, it appears. Christian Alexo in the B Gutsy car here. No, he was part of it. Might have been something in front of him. It can get a little loose into this section. Oh, we have contact. Yes, between Drew White and then other cars involved. Let's get another look at that. Try to do a chase cam. Don't really usually use this, but oh, we had U.S. Air Force car. That was Adam Nash coming together and then getting punted once again. Slow car there. Adam Nash might have gotten a passing before the start line there. Thomas Yates involved in that as well. Alexo involved. Looks like we just had 3 cars number, was it 99 involved in that, in the Elio Castro Neves car, I believe that is. He looks good to go, though. Anyway, we'll head back to live pictures. We'll switch that to, we're lap 3 of 126 here tonight. We just wanted to ease our way into this race. Let's see, we've got 5 cars on the pit lane. Simkowski involved in that incident. Drew White involved in that incident. Thomas Yates looks not repairable. Adam Nash looks repairable. All 4 wheels on the car, it's repairable. Christian Alexo, the B Gutsy car, not going to be repairable. It does not appear. So if you're Dakota up here, this is exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. You don't want any. You could just run this thing under yellow for the rest of this race. Don't need to make any pit stops, but you know we're going to have pit stops at some point in time tonight. Caleb Bency with a strong start there, moving up from P7 to P3. I think it was Jasper's dropped back to 7th from 4th. Lucas Santos here in 8th. Gavin Sanders moving up 3 spots. Van Coogan kind of set where he is. We going back to green here? Lights are out on the pace car, so we are. And we'll try to get this thing going here. Green flag once again. Single file this time. This is where you've got to make up your ground in these cars, is on the starts of these races. Kresge goes inside of Zachary Flom there on the outside in that pink car. Bency moving up into that 2nd position. Dakota arcing on the back straightaway, trying to break that draft from Caleb in P2. Scott Wheeler in P3 here. Here's some cars on the pit lane. Really difficult to make passes here as Lewis Woodall looks inside. Oh, almost a little bit of contact between James Watson. There might have been contact there between Watson and Verwey. Then Altena moving up 3 spots into P11. Ritters has dropped back 3 spots to P12, starting P12. Gavin Sanders making it by James Watson on the low side. Jasper's dropped back 4 spots to P8, just trying to get a good run under his belt here tonight. Bacon Coogan making up some ground in P9. Check out what's happening in the back of the field a little bit here. Kind of a lot of single file back here. Got a blinking car. So the fuel stint here will be about 45 to 50 laps. Will depend on whether you've got a draft or not, but we had that first 4 or 5 laps there was under caution, so we'll be able to go a little bit further here tonight. We're looking at about 2 pit stops. Let's see if we can go on board with somebody. Shane Coogan working on Christian Jasper. Goes low. And it's a little bit faster to run that high line. Just a little bit better drive off the corner. Also, you're not scrubbing the tires as much. So although Shane seems like he might have a run on this low side at times, Jasper is able to power off of these corners and just maintain a higher speed. There's progressive banking on the track. Higher up on the highest lane of the track has the most banking. The lowest banking is on the bottom of the track. Checking on board with Gavin Sanders up here. Oh, I don't know if that was real or not, because we had a little bit of some wall banging as Gavin Sanders looks to take advantage of Austin there. Austin had to check up at the exit of turn 4 there and got out of the accelerator, and easy pass for Gavin Sanders. Checking out the battle for 15th position between Christopher Kresge, Zachary Flom, looking inside. Kresge, our admin here in the series. Looks like he's held off Zach for a moment anyway. Hayden Herman looking to take advantage on Antonia Bonini there. Hayden Herman in the Fawn and Fanny car. One of our biggest fans of Race First are the owners here of the Fawn and Fanny business. Let's go on board with Hayden here. Hayden's got a really good run on Cosgrove there. Not quite making it work yet, though, as I see Flom ahead also has a good run on Kresge. Looks like Flom's going to get around Kresge for that 15th position. Heading back up to the front, this Sunset Arctic Echo Blade car is in a commanding lead, 2 seconds over P2. That is in the Race First Fawn and Fanny car of Caleb Bensi. About 2.5 seconds up the road from the Napa car of Scott Wheeler here. I don't know if that's a throwback to anything or not. Wow, Gavin Sanders has moved up to P4, starting from P12. He's making big ground in this race. Dakota and Caleb there, and Scott for that matter, are going to have to keep an eye on that one. Lewis Woodall there in P5. Christian Jasper has come back later in this run as well. He was back to about P8, P9, and he's back up to P6. Maybe not as aggressive on his tires early in the race, and that's paying some dividends here later into the run here. A little bit more grip in those tires here. Shane Coogan's, you heard that little jam we had at the beginning of the broadcast. He's actually the creator of that one with the Western Waves Media car. This is a throwback to Jimmy Vassar, Chip Ganassi Target livery, but we've got Western Waves on the side of that car here tonight. As Julian Altena looks to take advantage over Austin here in P7 inside, and he takes over that position. Dylan Blanton back here in the Red Bull car looks like he's got a good run as well. I think that Austin might have, he started second, but he might have just scrubbed off these tires a little bit too much early in the race. Maybe he also had it's so easy to understeer up and maybe get a little wall brush, get your right front tire into that wall. Oh, we had Jasper had a moment here too, because he's dropped back. You can see exactly right there is what I mean. really easy to get into that wall, and then you're just dropping back through the field. You're nursing a damaged car until you can duck into the pits. Nobody wants to make a green flag pit stop here. You're going to go a lap down. Isidro coming up here as well, working on Flom. You can see Flom and Isidro really made up a lot of ground over Kresge back there. Ritter's dropped back to 15th, starting P9. Herman's making it up through the field, though. I'm pretty sure he was involved in that first incident. On lap 1, but he's going so far so good. Checking out Neil Lusher here in P19. Now, the back of the field, we have Chuck Knobb here in P25. I can really hear him getting out of that, out of the throttle there in the corner. He's about... Oh, we've got a caution flag out. Let's see, who is this? It is Wheeler. This might be a self-spin. Let's see if we can get a look at this one. And I think everybody's going to be ducking into the pits here. Yeah, this is looks like it's going to be a self-spin off of turn 4 here. Oh, he just comes around on him. You saw it got loose. Little contact, but I think that will be repairable. Heading back to live pictures here. Dakota in the lead. I have to imagine everybody out here is going to be stopping for fresh tires. So yeah, we have Dakota P1, Kayla Bensey there in P2, Gavin Sanders in P3. I believe that is a lapped car that is staying out. Everybody in the lead. Shane Coogan up 5 spots. Big mover, though, is Gavin Sanders from P12 to P3 at the moment. Also for Julian there, from P14 to P6. I think a lot of cars just didn't judge the tire fall off there, and anybody that kind of eased into the run had a little bit more tires there at the end. And we'll see how our pit stops go. Dakota's going to get off first. Looks like Gavin Smith has stayed out. We'll see if he actually stays out there. Let's take a word from our sponsors here, though.
There's 2 types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment, and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon, and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaeffer, and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaeffer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaeffer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
The RIL Schaeffer's IndyCar Series is brought to you by Schaeffer's Oil. Do you know your Schaeffer? Raceverse, the broadcast provider ready for you. And iRacing, the newest form of competitive motorsport.
And we are back here. It looks like Gavin Smith is staying out. Gonna have older tires. That's actually going to not be as good. There is another car out there. Drew White wants to get one of his lap back, and he's not going to because Gavin Smith is in the lead. Lights are still on the pace car, so he might duck off here. We will see here. wanted to lead a couple laps. And so Drew White will be able to get one of his laps back. Scott Wheeler here involved, brought out the yellow here. He has dropped from P3, B24, but there's still time. We've got a little bit less than 100 laps to go in this race, as looks like Chuck Knobb is going to duck into the pits as well, get a top up of his fuel. Drew White gets one of his laps back. So Dakota going to be back in the lead for this restart. Doesn't have to deal with a car staying out with old tires. It looks like literally everybody. So everybody is on the same strategy out here. So they're going to be able to go to about lap 80 from here, and then it will be a kind of a simple one-stopper to the end. And we are heading back to green. Lap 30 of 126. Green flag here. And this is the time to make up positions here early in this run. James Watson guards the low line over Austin there. Austin's trying to make up some ground. And really high was James Watson there. Really good start there from Julian Altena, though, moving up a couple more spots. Now, Lewis Woodall pressuring Julian Altena. Looks like, though, up at the front, Dakota's kind of, well, he's under pressure slightly from Caleb, but it's going to take a lot for Caleb to be able to come back from that. And you keep hearing these cars on the pit lane, don't want to be hearing those as much. This Woodall tries to go low on Julian Altena. Looks like he's going to retake that position for the moment, side by side into turn 3. Not yet, not quite. Bensi is lurking back here in P2. Dakota tries to cut him off there, give him a little bit of dirty air in the corners. Just 3/10 back was Bensi there. It jumped up to 0.6, and then it was back down to 0.3 of a second there for a moment. If you're that lead car, you have all of the grip because you're not getting any of that turbulent air like Caleb's having to deal with off of Dakota's rear there. But we'll keep an eye on that. There's other battles through the field like Isidro and Lucas Santos there. Watson's dropped back a few spots from that restart there. He got a little high, had to get way out of it, and several cars got by him when he had to get out of it there. Hayden Herman there, moving up to P14 from P22. A little bit of a blink there for Hayden. And Julian Altena has cleared Lewis Woodall once again. Shane Coogan battling with Blanton side by side for P6. Ooh, Blanton really has to get out of it there. He understeered out of that turn 4. There, I've been trying to work on something here on the side and finally got it fixed. Austin Verway here making up some ground from that restart here. Isidro also a big mover in this race too. He's run this livery for all 3 seasons here in the RIL. Familiar kind of, I believe it's a Michael Andretti Newman Haas livery, and he's been running that for 3 seasons here. Even though Watson, I think he might have had a little bit of that wall contact, and so did Jasper, as we saw, and they're coming back strong after that pit stop. Whatever they were dealing with, they've been able to correct since then and during that pit stop. Resky's kind of stuck back here in P17. He's kind of been hanging around there all race as Cosgrove's kind of putting some pressure on him. And we've got another caution. It looks like it might have been Scott Wheeler. Let's see if we can get a replay of this. He brought out the last caution. Not 100% sure that he brought out this one, but that is what my information might be giving me anyway. He's already parked it from what I can tell. He just gets too loose, and this time heavy contact to the pit wall coming off of turn 4. And this is a single car incident here. This is going to work out for Drew White, though, who is going to, he was coming up on needing to pit. And he's going to get that lap back. He's going to get fresh tires and fuel now. He is going to be 3 or 4 laps down, though. I'm not sure all cars are going to pit, though, here. Track position is key. Yeah, so Dakota, Caleb, let's see who else. Gavin Sanders, Lewis Woodall. Looks like Shane Coogan is going to be first of the lead cars that duck into the pits. Jasper is going to head into the pits. Lucas Santos is going to stay out. So let's have another word from our sponsors out here tonight. Schaeffer's.
There's 2 types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment, and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon, and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaeffer and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaeffer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaeffer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
The RIL Schaeffer's IndyCar Series is brought to you by Schaeffer's Oil. Do you know your Schaeffer? Raceverse, the broadcast provider ready for you. And iRacing, the newest form of competitive motorsport.
All right, we are back. See if the lights are off on the pace car or not. Still on the pace car here. Two VOR cars in P3, P4. So what we're looking at here in terms of strategy, the top 13 cars, this is back to Hannes Schlegel here, have stayed out, whereas from Shane Coogan to basically whoever, the last running car, which is on the lead lap anyways, P23, and yeah, we had 30 cars start the race here tonight, are on fresh tires. So we're going to see what can Shane do with these fresh tires compared to these cars that have stayed out. I think it's a bit of a gamble. Usually we see with these cars that track position is key. So it's going to be really tough for people to pass. But if we get a long run, they might start slicing through this field. So because they'll be able to work on the low side, whereas the cars that are near the front, they're going to have to run the high line the whole way around this track. Neil Usher ducking into the pits. I think he might just be topping off on fuel. Trying to get to him on there. Yeah, he's just topping up on his fuel. Going green next time by. Last opportunity to do that for Neil. And when we go to the green flag, that will be lap 50 of the 126 scheduled here for tonight. Caleb Bensige and Gavin Sanders getting right on Dakota's gearbox here for this restart. They've seen it. 2 or 3 restarts we've had so far tonight, and this is where you make up your ground. Green flag. Go on board with From Julian here in P4. Get a good view of the 3 front runners here. But we also want to look at, and I already mentioned this, is what Shane Coogan can do. This might be exciting to go on board with Shane here. Fresh tires, had to back out before running into Alex Zimkowski there. Sparks coming off Hayden Herman up there in P10. That's some blinking coming from Hayden up there. Getting a report that Jasper had to do a black flag, unfortunately. Might have been passing. I bet that's what it was. I've done that plenty myself. Passing under yellow. That pit entry is really tough. Gavin Sanders up in P3. Battling with Caleb up here. Really close battle. So far, Shane, though, hasn't been able to make up much ground, but it's only been a couple laps. I think this strategy, the longer it goes, could play into his favor. He'll be able to run longer. He can go to almost a lap 100 before he'll have to pit. Shane's got a good run on Alex here. Side by side they go. Shane just has a little bit more grip in those tires. Pardon, I might have said that was Alex. That was Austin there in now P11. Alex was in P12 back here. Lewis Woodall coming under pressure from Dylan Blanton. Blanton high into that wall there, bouncing off it a little bit. Sparks flying on that turn 4 wall. That's not where you want to be. Isidro is coming up on Altena here. So he's got a little bit of... Oh! That was pretty wild looking. A little bit of a blink and then some fire raging on that car. That did not happen though. James Watson back to P16. He's battling with Schlegel. Had a couple cars running this kind of white, I don't know, Arctic Monster livery out here tonight. I don't drink Monster, so I don't know which it would be. Looks like Gavin Smith bouncing off the walls back here too. But Jasper is 2 laps down because of that black flag we mentioned. And Shane Coogan back here with those fresh tires, not able to make up much ground yet. But if we go long, I think this is the good strategy here. We'll keep an eye on that as the night progresses. And we've got passes for the lead here between Caleb Bensi and Dakota DeMade. Let's go back and get a replay of that. Watching this battle here. He made it work on the low side. And so it can be done. You can pass the leader here at Homestead. So back to live pictures. Those older tires just not quite working for Dakota. Now you might be trying to think of an undercut kind of strategy, but he's gonna have to wait till about lap 85 or so, another 20-25 laps to get something like that going. Shane Coogan looking low on Lucas Santos here for P9. Herman's gotten by Santos there. Looks like Watson's gained some ground later in this run here. He was back to what? P15, P16? Looks like Dakota under pressure from Gavin Sanders. Looks like that Drew White is back there. He's a couple laps down. That's in that Jeff Gordon livery, which Dakota did make, by the way, so he's in there in P26. Looks like he's got fresh tires, making up some ground. really high was Dakota there, but no wall touch though, as he is under pressure from Gavin Sanders. Gavin looks low. I think basically, so Gavin Sanders had a great season season ago. He's a rookie here, and the Schaeffer's IndyCar Series had a really good run, and with that, we have a yellow. Let's see who it was. Looks like it might have been Ritter's. No, it was in front. It was Flom. Okay, yep, it was part of Ritter's there. It was Flom, though. Oops. We went a little bit too far on that one. So Flom is done for the night. Looks like Flom got loose on his own. A little bit too much weight jacker, maybe. Old tires, too. Yeah, he just loses it, and Ritter's was just a bystander there at that point. Unfortunate for Ritter's there. So all these cars who were the leaders battle between Dakota, Bensi, and Sanders. Looks like. But at the front of the field, Shane Coogan has stayed out because all those other cars are going to have to still pit one more time here. But with that said, the only two cars to stay out were Lusher and Coogan. Drew Wade stayed out. He's how many laps is he down? 7 laps down. But I like the strategy from Shane Coogan and Lusher. I wish there was more of a gap back to Bensi, though, if I were them. So basically, the top 2 cars have stayed out. Everybody else... Jasper coming in the pits. Everybody else is got older tires, about 20 laps old. And with that said, let's go for another quick Schaeffer's break here.
There's 2 types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment, and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon, and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaeffer, and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaeffer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaeffer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
All right, we are back. Shane Coogan getting some laps led here. Interesting strategy call. We got another lap because we still got Drew White up there that hasn't gotten the wave around yet. Yeah, it's going to be close whether they can make it or not. But Shane is sticking to his strategy here. If we go green to the end, maybe everybody has to pit. Pace car is going to head in this time. We got one more lap here. Thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. Good to be back in the Schaeffer's IndyCar series here. This is the third season that Raceverse has broadcast. This is kind of the series that made the channel here. Made the broadcasting world for Raceverse. So this is our series, our go-to, as the pace car will duck in this lap. We've got Shane Coogan. Looks like Lusher has decided to duck in, opting to not go with that strategy. So Shane Coogan's out here on his own with that strategy. And we have our green flag. Side-by-side are VOR cars there. Isidro making it by there in P4. I think that was through the cycle of pit stops. A lot of action at the front of this field. Dakota looking for P2 over Caleb Bensi. That could be for the win, though, if they don't have to stop again. We will see. Shane Coogan leads. I also think Dakota has probably learned something from that pass earlier from Caleb Bensi. Gavin Sanders looking inside of Nicholas Isidro. James Watson back up to the top 10. Oh, we had some smoke there, but I think that's from Herman. Yeah, nobody's around or anything like that. Side by side is Isidro and Sanders. A little scary when you're Sanders there. It appears that Isidro is blinking just a little bit there. Always have to be cognizant of the net code. Some sparks coming off of Isidro's car. Sanders not able to make that work. Gonna be tough for Bensi to make any move on DeMade here. I think Dakota picked a really good time for his move early in this run here, because now that Caleb's kind of the third car in line here, the turbulence, you kind of see it in the Indianapolis 500 over the weekend, as the third car in the group, that gets even more difficult. As a second car, you can kind of catch up and pass for the lead, and it's even kind of a worse here at Homestead. We've got 50 laps to go, 49 now. Shane Coogan looks to be, these tires, these older tires, about 20 laps older, are in good shape. Isidro's having some pretty bad blinking here at this point in the race. A lot of sparks flying from that car. Let's look back here. It looks like Blanton getting a little high. Let's go on board with Blanton here as he's working on Woodall, who's dropped back a spot or two. Oh, Blanton had to back out of it or run into Woodall there. And that's going to give maybe Herman a chance there. There's some smoke coming from, that was from Isidro's car. But Sanders able to get around Isidro up there. Maybe. Isidro comes back on the outside. So just FYI, Dakota has the highest I rating here in the field now. He's over 4K I rating now, so most experienced oval driver out here. He knows how to get it done. But this could be the battle for the win here between Bensi and Bensi goes defensive on Isidro there. That's a little scary with Isidro blinking like he is though in this race. Just 0.2 of a second is Dakota back from Shane Coogan there. At some point, in probably 15-20 laps, Shane will have to pit, I think. So, as Caleb gets under Dakota here, it doesn't look like he has the speed off of the exit, though. Tries it again. Looks like Julian Altena has backed off. I saw a little twitch, a little bit of loose car there, but he's back about a second from his VOR teammate, Gavin Sanders in P5. It almost looked like we had contact between Bensi and Isidro there. Not sure with the blinking car. Whoa, and there it is. No caution. That was some netcode. I can't imagine Caleb's going to be very happy with that. So Isidro makes it up into the top 3. Jane Coogan leads. A very good car taken out. Gavin Sanders looking inside. Now this is treacherous for Sanders here. Very treacherous for Sanders there, driving around a car that is not there half of the lap. Hayden Herman up to P6. That's a really good run for Hayden here. Up from 22nd position. So Dakota now getting some bad information here between who's in front, whether it's Isidro or Sanders here. Race control might want to do something about that car. But Dakota there is catching Shane at this point. I think Shane's tires, they're 43 laps old to Dakota and Gavin's 23 lap old tires. Now Gavin Sanders looking low on Dakota there. Looks like he has a really good run here. I don't know if he's going to make it, though. Isidro's ducking into the pits. They might know something that you're going to have to pit at some point here. I don't know. Isidro down the pit lane here. Not sure if it's just a strategy call that they want to do an undercut here if everybody has to stop here at the end. I don't know. Side by side is DeMade and Sanders. And we have Shane Coogan in the lead here, 0.8 of a second. He is on 3 laps short of 50 lap old tires, so he's on 47 lap old tires. A few of those laps were under caution, so you can make it a little bit further than that, I think. So who has pit? So Isidro is back on track. He's in 18th. And through that cycle of pit stop there, Sanders did get around DeMade here. Oh, we've got contact between, I think that was a lapped car on Julian Altina there. Might have been Chuck. Chuck? Yeah, Chuck Knob, a lapped car. No caution, though. See if we can get a replay of that. Looks like there was an entire lane up there. So Shane Coogan still commanding. I'm not sure when he's going to have to pit here, but I'm confident that he's going to have to. Everybody's kind of on really old tires here, so Cosgrove and Watson, kind of a close battle, keeping an eye on. Kind of a lot of single file through the field as far as I can tell at the moment. Going on board with Cosgrove here. Good view of our old Turbo champion from last season, and James Watson having a good run here tonight. Another car ducking into the pits I saw off of turn 4. Looks like it's Blanton. How far can Shane go? 26 laps to go here tonight. Homestead Miami Speedway. Gavin Sanders in P2. Dakota DeMade in P3. Julian Altina there in P4. Austin Verway in P5. Hayden Herman not there, blinking a little bit in P6. Alex Simkowski in, actually it was Hayden in P5 there. We're showing 2 cars in P5 at the moment. One of those cars is not in P5. I think that's because Hayden's got a little bit of blinking there too, so it's giving some bad info. And Shane Coogan's ducking into the pits. Finally had to do it, and that was at about lap 54 of his stint. So I think everybody's going to have to pit, but these cars at the front of the field, like Sanders and DeMade, And there's a yellow flag. I'm not sure who's this going to be good for. Will everybody have to? Oh, wow. That was that was a VOR car and Angela Espo there. Angela Espo in a... Was that the leader? No, that was Altina there in P4. Oh, that was weird. Really weird. It looks like it took Altina out as well. Really weird incident there. Let's go on board with that one. That was so weird. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one what happened there. You see Shane Coogan coming out the pits there right at that moment. Now we're going to recycle the field here. Shane is going to be a lap down. Unfortunately, it was like literally one lap too early for him to pit. Going to knock him out of this one. Sanders is not pitting. And this will promote Hayden Herman into P2? Or is it Verway? And yeah, I think they're both showing up as P2. Well, let's do one last, hopefully, shout out to our sponsors here. Schaeffer's Oil.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaeffer and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaeffer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaeffer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
The RIL Schaeffer's IndyCar Series is brought to you by Schaeffer's Oil. Do you know your Schaeffer? Raceverse, the broadcast provider ready for you. And iRacing, the newest form of competitive motorsport.
And we are back. So, Gavin Sanders has not hit, but according to this, Hayden Herman has. Dakota DeMade is good to go to the end. Tomkowski is good to go to the end. I think things are a little bit screwy on our ticker here. Thought we were going to be going green there as well, but it looks like... There we go, lights are out on the pace car now. Sanders is our leader here on 40 lap old tires. I'm not sure he can make it to the end unless we have a lot of caution. We saw that Shane had to pit. Shane is unfortunately a lap down, and he's staying a lap down because Gavin Sanders did not pit. So that's kind of what's making things really confusing here at the moment. But we are going green this time. Pace car ducks in. Gavin Sanders will bring us back to the green flag. Got a checkup back there in the field. Looked like about where Jasper was. So we've got several cars that are a lap down in between cars up here. Lewis Woodall there. Let me see, where is Lewis? Lewis is in 12th, but Dakota DeMade trying to get around him. Gavin Sanders, our leader. Shane Coogan in P11. Yeah, I figured Gavin probably can't quite make it, but it's really close. He'll need another caution, I suspect. See Sidra way in the back running. No, that's because of his internet issues there. But we'll see. Can Gavin make it? Shane Coogan gets around Gavin there, though that will get his lap back if the caution comes out. Going to reset something here. One moment. The ticker was giving me some bad information, so I wanted to refresh it. But we will do that before the end of the race. Okay, there we go. Now it's correctly showing. So it was like showing Dakota there in P3 and Herman there in P2. Now we've got correctly everybody in the correct spot there, with Watson going inside of Dakota there. So what we'll be watching for is Gavin Sanders, whether he has enough fuel to make it to the end here. He has checked out just a little bit. Dakota powers by on the outside. And Hayden Herman trying to go inside of Lewis, who is a lap down. Hayden Herman trying to get this a podium finish. Would not be his first here in the Schaeffer's Cup. 10 laps to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway. You can see Lewis faster than the leader, gets around that fresh tires, plus the leader is doing a little bit of fuel save. That's a good position for Gavin. Try to get behind one of these a lapped car and see if they can give you a little bit extra fuel save. as Dakota tries to pass Hayden Herman on the outside. A little bit of blink there from Hayden. Not nearly as bad as Isidro, though. And that could be, if Sanders does not have enough fuel, that could be the pass for the win. Go on board with Simkowski here. As we tick down to 8 laps to go here. Herman's drop back as the mate takes the lead from Sanders. Sanders that just does not have enough fuel. Too much fuel save there. We'll get a replay of that one. That's not something you guys see here too much, is Dakota's just going to make it work on the outside. Mega fuel save by Gavin Sanders back here. It's waiting for that caution. Could happen here. James Watson up to the 3rd position. And it looks like he's going to get around Gavin Sanders as well. And Gavin's going to have to duck into the pits with 5 laps to go. Heartbreak there for Gavin Sanders. So that promotes Simkowski into the podium position here. He's looking for that interview here tonight as well. Dakota DeMade, our leader here. 3 laps to go. I don't think anybody's got anything for him. Let's look through the field if there's any other battles out here. Oh, a really slow car rear-ended the Zero. I'm not sure who that was that got rear-ended. Is that Woodall? It was Woodall. I don't know what he was doing being so slow up there. Okay, he too loose, nearly loses the rear end. Too much weight jacker on this car, and then he has more issues. I think that rear wing is damaged is what it is, and then he's just plowed into. But let's make sure that nothing happens with the leader up here. Slow cars. And that will be our white flag. 1 lap to go. Dakota DeMade, our leader. James Watson, about a 2nd back. Simkowski, great run today. Another 2nd back. So Dakota, P1, started P1, and he's going to win here in the opener for the Schaeffer's IndyCar Series. James Watson's going to come home in P2, and Kowski P3. Apparently Caleb actually, 4 laps down, actually finished the race. I wanted to check where that was. Van Coogan will come home in 10th. See what Dakota wants to do for his victory here. He's just going to keep driving around, I think. Really good victory here for Dakota tonight. Commanding start to the season. Gotta have some donuts or something. And there it is. He did have a win in the Turbo Series last season at Watkins Glen. Sunset Arctic Voltic Pistol Echo Blade car. Happy in victory lane here. All right, well, let me be back and be right back, and I will do our podium interviews. So I see Dakota's up in here, so let's bring him up. Hey Dakota, it's Matt up here in the booth.
Hey Matt.
Hey, how's it going? Congratulations on your victory there. You started on pole and you brought it home there. It wasn't clear sailing for you the entire time, but you made it work.
Oh no, it wasn't. I knew that you had to stay up front, and I did for most of the race. And I got shuffled back in a bit of a fuel strategy, and then took fresh tires in the end. And the lap cars made it difficult there at the end, but I pulled through, and that's really good, man. This is the most emotional I felt after a win, because it's been such a long week.
Yeah, I understand. We were talking about a little bit about that. Really good run here tonight. You're gonna get bonus points for the pole, right? Not sure where you are in terms of laps led in this race, but there were quite a few. You're gonna take, the lead in the championship. I suspect that's the first time you've led in the Schaeffer's Cup here, because we've had Caleb lead so much.
It is. Pole led the most laps, and I won. That's the triple crown right there. So
that's right. Well, you earned it out here tonight. I guess Homestead's one of your tracks, huh? And you're gonna run the road course later tonight.
I sure am. Gonna go for the double.
Well, you have a good chance there as well. But any shout outs, any thank yous? Obviously you got Sunset Arctic, Echo Blade on the side of the car there. But, you can talk about
that was the first, that was a new paint I've shown off in this league. And it's been my lucky paint so far. Two out of 3 wins, or two wins in 5 races, I think, and a top 4. So Sunset Arctic, check out Echo Blade on Steam. Demo coming out mid-June, early access coming out mid-July. Excited to show that off. And also check out Voltic Pistol and of course Race First. And shout out to Lucas, Ben, Alyssa. I know they're watching right now. And I had lost my friend to cancer on Saturday, and this one goes out to him.
Very cool. Well, I hope you saved the replay.
I did. I do.
For the wins, you saved the replay. Well, congratulations, man. You really, I know this one was important to you, and you earned it out there tonight. And I know you're a little tired on this whole one, and you're going to do it again in about another hour in the Roval series. So good luck.
That's right. All right. Thank you, Matt.
Here, Dakota.
You too.
All right, that was our winner there. Here, let's bring up James. Hey, James, this is Matt up here in the booth. How's it going?
Really great right now.
Well, this is our turbo champion here, folks. I don't think it's your first IndyCar start in the RIL, but you had a great race here tonight. You qualified 5th. You got shuffled back. I think you might have even possibly brushed the wall at one point in time. But tell me about your race. You got back up to 2nd.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I guess you could say this is my first Indy start if we're talking about the split, since obviously I'm one of the day one one of those day one people from all the way in season one. But yeah, it's my first race back up, and it's nice to kind of show out for the Turbo Series, like hey, here's the champion, mixing it up with the rest of the top guys in the big series. But yeah, I just could not drive this car in traffic. I don't know what it was, but I just could not drive it, and people were getting by me because I just had no speed, and I don't think I touched the wall. I never had any damage on my end, but yeah, just every restart I just kept getting shuffled back because I couldn't deal with the traffic, and I just started saving fuel, and I was able to go longer than a lot of the other guys in front of me, and they all pitted, and then the caution came out the perfect time, so I was able to get a little bit of fuel, get some fresh tires, and somehow luck my way into second. I have no idea how I ended up here. I was just sitting like, hey, if I can end up with a top 10, I'd be shocked and thrilled. And in a race where I couldn't drive the car, I end up with my first ever RIL podium. So yeah, I'm absolutely stoked.
Well, congratulations, man. You earned it. Hey, anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors, that kind of thing?
Oh yeah, I gotta thank ZAS Designs for putting all my paint schemes together. Gotta thank Chris Graham at National Racing Network for jumping on board with me and supporting me. It's yeah, happy to get another great result for them.
Very good. Yeah, we like the guys over at NRN very much too. Yeah, really great run. So you're going to be second in the points. Now I'm blanking on where the next race is, but I'm pretty sure it's Road America, isn't it?
Let me take a quick look. Yeah. It Road America. God help me.
Well, you had a good run there last season, but that was in the PM. Was that in the PM18 or was that in the IndyCar? I think it was the PM18.
That was a PM18 when I had the spirit of Scott Dixon flow through me, and I won the race that ended up the championship.
That's right. Well, we'll see you here next week. But yeah, really great run here tonight, James, and good luck. Anything else you're doing out there? I know you're over in like TNT and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, are you running the Turbo tomorrow though?
I am not. That's basically why I'm here. Is I can't defend my title because the race team I own, Team Watson Racing, our main series, Indy series, runs like right in the middle of Turbo. So
understood. Yeah, I knew you're kind of like on again, off again on that whole thing. Like you told me, I don't know if I can do it, and then you're like, yeah, but I do it, and then I think I remember reading, hey, you're gonna have to run IndyCar and not Turbo. So anyway, we'll see you here next week.
10-4.
Hey, Alex, this is Matt up here in the booth.
How's it going?
Great run here tonight. You started 23rd, and somewhere along the line, you got up to third and got the podium. So tell me about your race, man.
Well, so this is I'm a rookie in this league. Actually, Chris brought me on from a different league. But yeah, I didn't know how I was going to feel. And then starting 23rd, I'm like, man, I did not get a good lap in for qualifying. I kind of messed up on my own. And then that lap one incident, I still haven't gone back to look at it. I don't know. I know I got squeezed some way. I don't know if it was my fault or not. But I was like, oh, there we go. And I just kind of play with strategy. And next thing I know, I'm in 10th. And the next thing I know, I'm in 5th. And I'm like, okay. And actually, I was just talking with the guys there on the rest of the podium. That last restart, James was actually behind me. We hit the line. I looked down. I was in fuel map 8 still. So I guess that rookie jitters got to me. Yeah. So, but no, I mean, overall, can't complain with a podium. First race of the season, first time with these guys. I'll take it.
Yeah, I would say so. Good looking car out there tonight. Yeah, really good run. I know you were involved in that first incident. Somehow you kept it off the wall. I have no idea who, like, I know I'm not going to label anybody.
I'll go back
and look at it. It was just a lot of cars going into one position, it seemed to me. And,
somebody had to run on the top side, I know, and I was in the middle, and I'm like, okay, just hold your line. And yeah, next thing I know, I'm going around, and I don't know how I didn't hit the wall. I got lucky. So, yeah, I mean, look forward to next week.
Yeah, we'll be at Road America next week. How you feeling on the road courses?
Road courses, I don't want to jinx myself, but you know what's funny is I got into iRacing and really only liked ovals. I hated road courses. I was always using the cheat line type of person. And once I got into iRacing, I don't know why, I just found the feel for it, and I really enjoy them. Long Beach is probably one of my favorites. Road America is definitely up there as well. So yeah, practice up and then look forward to next week and hopefully try to get another podium.
Sounds good. Well, hey, anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out to?
No, actually, and I'm running the Elio car, obviously. Yeah. Normally I was running the Yellow Submarine, and it just felt fitting to change it up after last weekend. So other than that, I'm not sure if my family back in Chicago watched it or not, but if they did and they are still watching, I'll give a shout out to them. Otherwise, thanks Chris for inviting me to this league, and look forward to a fun season.
Sounds good. Well, you might want to keep this livery for a little while and see how it works out for you.
I can't complain with a third starting. I mean, that's 20 spots up. I'll take it.
That's right. Well, take care, and we'll hope to see you on the podium next week.
All right, man. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, that's it for us here tonight. Let's do a final run through of the field here. So Dakota DeMade, our winner here tonight, making his first IndyCar, RIL IndyCar, Schaeffer's IndyCar win here. Won over in the Turbo Series previously. James Watson in P2, our Turbo champion. Alex Simkowski there, rookie P3. Nicholas Isidro, he was our Season 1 Indianapolis 250 champion in P4. Matt Cosgrove, P5, good run for him. Hanish Schlegel, another great run. A lot of rookies in here in the top 10, really. Austin Verway, P7. Antonio Benani in P8. Joseph DeCiro in P9. Shane Coogan, I think he started 10th and he runs in 10th. Strategy did not work out for him there. Christian Jasper, P11. Gavin Sanders, his strategy didn't work out. I think he started 12th, though, and he ends up 12th. Neil Lusher moved up some spots, P13. Hayden Herman, P14. Lewis Woodall, P15. Christopher Koreski, P16. Caleb Bensi, our champion. This will be like one of the first times he hasn't been the leading the points in this league. Our number one car in P17. Angelo Espo, P18. Drew White, P19. Lucas Santos, P20. Dylan Blanton, P21. Julian Altena in P22. Chuck Knob, P23. Steven Ritters, P24. Zachary Flom had that loose car at that one point and caught the wall, P25. Gavin Smith, P26. Scott Wheeler, P27. Thomas Yates. Christian Alesio, he was correcting me about that one. Hopefully I got that one right. I'll have to ask him. P29. Adam Nash, P30. Those cars involved in that first incident. So let's do a final commercial break for our sponsor, and then we'll be back next week for Road America.
Ever since I've switched to Schaeffer's oil, I've never had a reason to even try anything else. And that's one thing that I'm proud about, is the fact that I can't tell you how good something else is, because I know how good Schaeffer's oil is. My engine builders, Tony and Glenn Clements, have said about the oil we run. They've told us that out of all the motors that they get and rebuild every year, ours looks the best, and a lot of that has to do with the oil that we run. One of the things that I love about Schaeffer's oil is the fact that all of their reps are out in the field and at the racetracks with us, seeing what all the racers need, seeing what ideas we have or anything that we can improve on. And you just can't beat the customer service of having a rep for, one of the main components of our race team, whether it's at our engine oil, transmission fluid, rear end oil, having somebody there that represents that brand and also gives us support and also the knowledge that we need to be making the right calls and just helping us out with our entire racing program. It means a lot to our race team to have that. My name's Chris Ferguson, and I drive the number 22 Dirt Late model. I've been using Schaeffer's oil racing products since 2009. I absolutely have no doubt that we're using the best products that is possible for dirt late model racing.